Win, lose, draw.
Right, hello, welcome to the Win, Lose, Draw podcast. This is episode 9.
Episode 9.
We've got Simon, we've got me, Robbie, and we've got a new face today. We've got Josh.
Special guest.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, lovely. So Jake is he's gone up north to fight at Castle Black, so he can't.
Beyond the wall.
He's beyond the wall, yeah. He's a little bit busy. He's kind of moving house, so he's drafted another Chelsea fan and keep the equilibrium going.
Continuity.
Love to see it. See it. Yeah, no, I'm honoured to be a guest on the podcast.
First guest. It was going to be joint first, but one's having a curry. You may see him later on. He may come in. We'll see. We'll see if I let him in. So I think crack on straight into football news. So what's happened?
Football news. What has happened?
Lionel Messi is not happening. That's news.
Wolf of Wall Street. Not leaving. Yeah.
I don't know. I was never convinced, to be honest.
I started to dream of him in the Premier League, but
it would be amazing. I'd love to see him in the Premier. He might come next season. He might do.
Yeah,
I think because he's only got a year left, doesn't he, on his contract?
I think so.
His contract, I could see that. And it sounded like it's going to be a Man City for like 5-year contract with 2 of those years at New York.
Yeah, for the Man City.
Of course, because they own them, don't they?
So I could just see that turning into a 4-year contract, and that'll be that.
Yeah. But his thing is, by the time he joined City, he'd be what? If he joined next season, he'd be 34. So he'd still have 2 years in him to at the top level.
And the way he played as well, like he's more of a cam now. He's not exactly the winger he used to be.
Yeah, he plays a lot deeper. He plays more as a playmaker rather than a striker or a winger, doesn't he?
But let's hope so. I hope he comes to the Premier League eventually. Hopefully, Bournemouth can be back up there when he comes. Though, who knows?
Well, they had a good result. Sliding on to the next bit of news, I'm sure you'll be happy with, Robbie, is Bournemouth's big win against West Ham.
Big win, which I'm sure we'll come on to later.
I'm sure we will.
Another little segment. There's obviously main news at the moment is all transfer based. I saw Suarez is looking at going to Juventus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that is a big move for Juventus, having Suarez and Ronaldo up top. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Experienced pair, that would be.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely rattle some defences.
Yeah. What are the main transfers? I mean, Chelsea.
I think you've got to mention Havertz, haven't you? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, finally.
Finally, we've been saying about it pretty much every podcast for 4 weeks, but it's happened. It's done.
It's finally happened. I think it was always just a matter of time. I think it was pretty early on. Like a couple of months ago, actually, I think we've been linked to him for quite a while, but it's just it was one of those where it was always going to happen, but it was just because of the magnitude of the deal, it was always going to take a bit longer, I think, especially in terms of how we're going to. I think we're setting up like a 3-year paying over 3 years and how that was going to look as well. So, very pleased to have him. Absolutely, as a Chelsea fan, he's gonna look very good.
I think what's most satisfying about that deal is that Liverpool were after him for quite a while, weren't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's another one. They were after Werner as well, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and Chelsea got both, and they haven't got anyone yet. And again, we've got out our system early. Another that's for you, Harris. Which Josh, that's one of our little segments. Is we always have something for Harris.
Oh, okay.
So that's for you, Harris. We go for. Shame he's not on because he's the 4th guest. He's been mentioned in every single podcast so far. But any other football news? What's happened?
England.
Oh,
didn't see it myself, but I've heard.
It was a dull game. I watched it yesterday, and it was it was pretty much like a pre-season friendly. Very, very dry, very dull, very slow. Never really got into the game, I didn't think.
Until the last few minutes, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, the drama of the last few minutes. Got 2 penalties in 2 minutes or something, and Yeah, no, I just thought we just looked a little bit off the pace, but I think that he said it, didn't he, Gareth Southgate, after the game, that they were, lacking match sharpness. He put
Yeah, definitely. So. There's been a bit of backlash from it, being like it was poor. Southgate's not fit for it, but you can't see that from
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I wouldn't.
First game, it's not even like they've had games with their clubs. It's like the first game back for summer.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's effectively a pre-season friendly, like you said.
What do you think of the new kit?
Yeah, I thought it looked good, actually. Vintage.
In the flesh.
When it came out, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
Looking at it, it's nice. I like
with
that.
The numbers, like the styling of the numbers.
The retro. It's like, is it like Euro 96 kind of?
Yeah, I was going to say like the Aaron Shearer sort of era.
Yeah, Shearer, yeah.
Oh, that was a rhyme then. Shearer era.
There was one other bit of news. Yaya Touré's been a naughty boy, hasn't he?
I've heard about this. Yeah.
So what happened, Josh? Yeah.
So from what I hear, he was going to be involved in the Soccer Aid match that they do, every year for charity.
That's on tonight, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it tonight? Oh, okay. I didn't realise. But he apparently offered his teammates a group of like sex workers to come and party with them at like their hotel. And he said, "Oh, I can get these ladies to come and party with us and whatnot." And his teammates like dobbed him in basically, and then he got kicked off the team.
Yeah, it was some sort of WhatsApp chat, wasn't it? Or something?
Yeah. But I think he's come out afterwards and said like it was a joke that was misinterpreted.
Doesn't sound like a joke.
It does not sound like a joke. I think that's football rounded up nicely. On to the main topic of today. So we got Premier League predictions. Obviously, this video will go out and it's back already. Before it's felt like only.
So it's September 12th, isn't it?
September 12th, yeah.
Feels like quite a short period of time, but also feels like it's been ages.
I know you mean.
I see it anyway.
Yeah, it's just all been go though, which is usually in summer. There is a little bit. There's almost like a month where you don't really think about football. Like season finishes halfway through May. If there's no summer tournament, June nothing happens. Maybe the old transfer, but then all of a sudden it's back. So for today's video, we're doing Premier League predictions. We've all come in with our 1 to 20. So we're gonna probably discuss like section by section. We start with a relegation. We'll do that mid-table bit, and then we'll do the bit that no one, even the teams that are in it, don't care about. Yeah. However, now Bournemouth in the Championship, that's all I dream of. I want to be back in that mid-table bit.
But comfortable there.
Exactly. And then Europe, like the people pushing for Europe, maybe top half will do. And then Champions League, and obviously who we think's going to win. So I think we'll start relegation. Simon, who are your three that you think are going to go down?
Three. Do you want from bottom to top?
From bottom to top, yeah.
Okay, so dead last, I've got Brighton.
Ooh.
I think towards the end of last season, they struggled a bit. And I think they could have been relegated quite easily. And as far as I'm aware, I don't think they've made too many signings. I know they've kept Lewis Dunk, I think.
They've kept Lewis Dunk. They've signed Lallana.
The only one is Lallana. I know they got on a free.
One they have lost Aaron Moy, who's gone to China, who I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, right. So who else have you got in your...
And then I've got West Brom.
Okay.
Just because they love to go up and down.
Yeah.
And then I've got
club.
18th West Ham.
Yeah.
Because they've also been toying with relegation the past few seasons.
Yeah, I believe. And the club's a little bit of a mess at the moment.
It is a bit of a mess,
like the hierarchy. Okay.
Got some good players, but never seem to be able to create anything good.
Yeah, definitely. So, Josh, what about you? What are your three from bottom?
Mine's kind of similar to Simon's. I went 20th West Brom for the exact reasons Simon sort of said. They're a classic yo-yo club, always going up and down. 19th, I've gone for Fulham. I know they've looked kind of promising in the Championship, especially towards the end of the campaign. They sort of, really picked up form. But do I see them replicating that in the Premier League? I don't think so. Depends who they bring in, I guess. I feel like their squad's still more of a Championship squad rather than a Premier League squad. And then 18th, I've gone for Brighton. So pretty much similar to what Simon said. I think especially towards the end of last season, they did look like they were struggling. They play attractive football, but I don't think they defensively are quite there. I know obviously Lewis Dunk is probably their best defender, but to be fair, if he stays, then they might still have a chance of staying up. But I think if he goes, then I'd say it's fairly certain they'd go down.
Yeah. And then who's your final?
That was it. That was the three. Bottom three. What are we doing 17th as well?
Oh yeah, West Brom.
West Brom 20th, Fulham 19th, Brighton 18th.
Brighton. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I've got one that neither of you have. So I'll start with my bottom. I've got Fulham. I think I agree with Josh. Like Championship, they've got so many Championship players, and even the ones that have Premier League experience in their squad are the ones that got relegated with them last time. And
yeah, but I think that will help them. I think they still wouldn't do great, but I think they might be able to scrape survival.
Yeah, I can't see it personally with them. I think obviously Scott Parker as well. He did well to get them through the playoffs. They had quite a few loans, I think, last season. I think he's quite an inexperienced manager. I think it'll be tough to see. I feel like the standard's going to be a bit higher point-wise, because I think 36 points was safe this season. Only just, but I think that was all it was. Maybe even 35. I feel like it's going to be back at the 40, 42 maybe, because it's going to be, I think with so many games coming thick and fast, I think there's going to be a lot more points up for grabs.
Yeah.
All over the table.
Lots of teams getting tired and
definitely, yeah. And then I've gone West Ham 19th. Maybe slightly biased from seeing Bournemouth smash them, which and then as well as that is like the turmoil in the club, like Mark Noble kicking off on Twitter about them selling one of their academy graduates to West Brom.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dianjana.
It's very rare that you see that a player speaking on Twitter, kind of.
Definitely.
I saw that. I also saw Jack Wiltshire put something about, glad that you're joining a club that respects you.
Ooh.
Which I thought again was pretty wow.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think with that, I think West Ham are going to be a bit of a mess. They could maybe get away with it with obviously they've got so many quality players. But then even that is like January, maybe like they're really struggling, and like someone like Rice will go, and then there's
and they'll capitulate.
Yeah, and there's so many players they've got that you could see like going without much thought, like moving anywhere really. I think Lanzini, if he got an offer elsewhere, he'd probably leave now.
Surprised he's still there, actually.
Yeah, same. I think they're lucky they've still got him just purely because he's had a few injuries. That's
so many injuries, hasn't he, last few years? Yeah.
Yeah. Antonio as well. I'm surprised he's kind of becoming like one of their.
I feel like he might be becoming like their Troy Deeney of Watford, that sort of thing, sort of like their talisman. Well, I think it depends next season. That because I think Hilaire, there was a lot spoken about him when he joined, and then he got injured. Looked okay first few games, and then obviously dipped quite a lot. So if he does well, then obviously they might have a better chance, but he may well just get injured again, or just have a terrible run of form. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can see that, and that's the thing as well. Injuries. I feel they've got a squad of like a lot of average players, and I feel like a few injuries they could be quite stuck. I wouldn't know where their goals would come from. The defence will be leaky. So yeah, I think West Ham. And the other one for me is Aston Villa. So they just about stayed up last season by for goal difference. I don't see where they've improved, and I think my thinking as well is I think they might still lose Grealish. That's looking.
That's the thing. There's still a lot of time left in the window.
Yeah. There's still over a month left for the transfer window. I feel you never know, and it might be worth revising predictions by then. But
yeah,
It's
I feel
difficult.
like
The
if
season's
he,
really started.
I feel like if he was going to go, he would have gone by now though.
Yeah, true. I think clubs have. I think Villa have almost priced him out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it could be.
That's what they've done the last few years anyway, haven't they?
Yeah.
Every time anyone's sort of gone in for him, they've put a ridiculous price tag on him, and because he's got, obviously quite a long contract, they can afford to do that. So.
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, I think with Villa, I think they've got a lot of improvements to do just to even be competing, because like 35, 36 points, whichever they did, even though they stayed up by goal difference, they job done, they stayed up, but it's not good enough. And I think they are in danger of falling behind this year with, in my opinion, you both had West Brom bottom, but I think West Brom's team looks quite good. Same with Leeds, who are coming up. I think they're both quite strong championship sides that are coming up this season, rather than other years where it's almost like maybe two of the promoted, you're like, yeah, they'll go straight back down. Speaking of, I've mentioned Leeds as well. Are there any other clubs that we've not mentioned, like within our three, that you think might be in a relegation battle but might just about save it? Is there any?
Well, I had the 17th West Ham.
Yeah.
And I think that spot for me, I was torn between putting West Ham and Brighton. I put Brighton 18th, West Ham 17th, and I think that will be really close.
Yeah, I think that's
they'll definitely be. I think they'll definitely be in the relegation scrap.
Yeah,
as you could say.
Yeah. How about you, Simon? Anyone else that you think will be in that scrap?
I think potentially Crystal Palace. I've got them at 15th at the moment, but it's hard to kind of finalise where people go.
Yeah, it is difficult. Yeah, I think that's the main ones for me. So I've got West Brom 17th. I think they'll do enough to stay up the first season round. I think they've got quite a good team. And then I've got Leeds 16th for me. So that's like, I think they'll.
I've got them 17th.
Yeah, you've got Leeds 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I've seen a lot of people, obviously, Bielsa's quality manager. I see a lot of people that have put, especially Leeds fans, think they're going to walk the league and they're going to be like doing a Wolves, pushing for Europe, doing a Sheffield United. And I don't think so. I think the league's quite strong.
I agree there, yeah.
And looking at their squad, from what I've seen, there's a lot of quality, and Leeds is a bit of an unknown. Like they could finish 6th, they could finish 20th. Well, I don't think they finish 20th. Yeah. They could go down. I don't think Leeds fans can even contemplate that, though, which will be interesting.
I think
they have a shaky
as well,
start.
The fact there's no crowds at the moment. You think Ellen Road with the full capacity, that's really going to help the team.
Yeah. Yeah, and they might miss that, definitely.
See, I've put them higher up. Not as high as, maybe some Leeds fans would put them, but I've put them in a position where, and this is only really based on sort of the similar sort of Sheffield United last season. Everyone sort of wrote them off, myself included. I think I had them to go down.
Yeah,
with pretty much everyone. But because their style of play had not really been anything the Premier League seen before, I think teams didn't quite know how to deal with them and manage them. And I feel like Leeds will have a similar sort of effect, especially with the manager and his particular style of play and how he sort of, the amount of, the story came out, I think it was not last season, the season before, when he was the scouting the ground.
Derby, Spygate.
Yeah, the Derby. Yeah, Spygate. Yeah, and I think he's obviously so meticulous, and I think if he's going to bring that into the Premier League, then he's going to get a few shock results, a bit like Sheffield last season.
There's definitely a chance, but I think the players they've got, and they've made some good signings already. They've
got that Rodrigo, haven't they, from Valencia?
But it'll be
that's such an unknown quantity, though.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think he's had a tiny bit of Prem experience. He played for Bolton in the early days.
That was about 10 years ago, though. Exactly. I think he's only like 29, so he was. I think he must have been 18, 19.
He's a Spanish international. It's fair. Okay. It's a good signing.
Yeah.
But I just think there's going to be stronger teams. I think they'll be safe, and I think they'll be safe. 1 year of Premier League money, they'll probably push on again. Obviously, they are a big club. Once fans are back, it'll be different ball game as well for Leeds. But that's so. Yeah, I'd say that's my relegation battle will be up to Leeds, West Brom, then going down Villa, West Ham, Fulham. So, what would you say your relegation battle predictions were?
Well, I've got position-wise. So I've said obviously West Ham was 17th. I've got Villa for 16th.
Yeah.
And then I guess would you put 15th as
I would,
part of the battle?
Yeah.
And then Palace at 15th as well.
Okay.
Stable club. I think the likelihood is they probably will stay up. You wouldn't bet against. I personally wouldn't bet against them to go down, but I also wouldn't bet against them to be, pushing top 10 really. So they're stable
Probably
enough to be in the Premier League.
Yeah, they love it. It's probably one of Roy's last seasons as well.
I imagine so. I imagine he's only got a year or two left, Roy Hodgson. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe he'll carry on.
Yeah, who knows? He could be evergreen. But
like the David Attenborough of football.
Yeah, what about you, Simon? What's your relegation battle?
I've got Brighton at the bottom, then West Brom, then West Ham.
Yeah.
17th Leeds, 16th Fulham, 15th Crystal Palace.
Okay, so we've all got the same. So my 15th was Brighton as well. So I think Brighton will do enough. I think Graham Potter plays good football. He's quite intelligent as well. So I think he's going to adapt. Players like Morpay and Trossard look really good, and I think they're going to have more of a season to do it. Trossard hardly played. I think he's definitely got options. Lallana's a good signing of experience as long as he keeps fit. Yeah, I think they'll be okay. I think Brighton, Leeds, West Brom will do enough. So moving on, I'd say we'll do the rest of the bottom half of the table. So the next 14th to 11th. These are the teams that will be safe, but maybe one of them will have an early scare, or one of them will have a great start and then do nothing, and then just be win the Prem again, and that'll be that.
When I think of early starts, I think of Hull a few years ago.
Hull.
When they went up to third of November or something, and then it just crashed.
Yeah. Well, that was Bournemouth last season as well.
Well, I was going to say
7th in November, we beat Man U. And then we didn't win again until March, and then it was too late. So Simon, what's your mid-table fodder?
I've gone for trusty Burnley. Solid,
14th,
dependable, reliable.
Dykesbull.
Lovely. Then moving up to 13th, got Sheffield United. I think they'll still have a good season, but I think they'll struggle to kind of repeat a success. Got new keeper, good keeper.
Yeah, Ramsdale. Good signing. Whether that will replace Henderson, is remains to be seen. I think Henderson's definitely better with his feet.
Yeah.
Ramsdale's a quality keeper. I think
and they've still got pretty much the same team as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So pretty solid mid-table, I reckon. And then 12th, they've gone for Villa. I think is a bit better than what you think.
I think they're going to struggle. So what makes you think Villa are going to push on?
I think they just had because they still got Grealish at the moment. That's the main thing. And I think they can build on that experience in the first year and take that forward, really. Because I think did go wrong.
Players like Trezeguet looked really good towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
So if he steps up another gear, maybe.
I think as long as they have a good start as well and they don't start losing games from the off, I think they should be mid-table. Yeah,
I think, you never know with the Prem. Any team could pull out of the bag. We're all saying, we're not thinking much of Fulham, but they could finish 6th for all we know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Probably not, but because it's Fulham. But, who knows? And then your final bottom half.
11th, I've gone for Wolves.
Wolves, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't think Wolves are going to get a European place or
No, I don't think so. I think
with Wolves, obviously they've just bought an 18-year-old for 40 million.
Yeah, I saw
35, which is crazy. I think they've just got this
Fabio or something.
Fabio Silva, yeah.
The Portuguese.
Yeah, shock, of course. They are basically Portugal FC.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got 10 Portuguese players now, haven't they?
I know. And so many of them are internationals, or this one I'd not heard of, but sounds like he's a bit of a one for the football manager players who he's like one of those wonder kids. But
yeah, I think I think he read he's had 12 senior games and 1 goal, so he's not really been.
That's
about,
crazy money, isn't it?
He's only 18.
Yeah,
so
it's a gamble.
Yeah, you don't know. He might have been one of those at youth level that's banged 100 goals. Or something. Yeah.
But yeah, so you think Wolves might? Do you think they're going to lose any other players? Do you think like maybe Jimenez might go? Or
yeah, I mean they've lost Doherty, haven't they?
Oh yeah, true.
As far as I was aware, he was pretty.
He was quite
big player, wing back.
Yeah.
So
they need to replace him really. That's
the thing.
Who would go there?
Because they do have good players, kind of ripe for poaching, really. And if there's any kind of unsettled, kind of.
I'd say the main one's Adama, isn't it? Adama Traore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think if Traore and Jimenez go, I think that'll be.
They'll
struggle, definitely.
I think they won't be in trouble, but I think they won't repeat.
What they've done.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's me. For lower mid.
And Josh, what about you? Rest of the bottom half.
So 14th to 11th, I've got Newcastle at 14th.
Yeah.
I would say under Benitez, sturdy, reliable, more of the same really under Steve Bruce. Joel Linton was obviously a massive flop last season, but maybe he might come good. You don't know. I think Saint Maximin looked really good for his first season in the Premier League. So if he builds on that,
I love watching him play.
Yes,
he's just like FIFA Street, isn't he? That's all he is.
Just
pure swag, skills, and whatever. But he needs more end product, and I think he had a few goals and assists, but I think he needs to push on to that next level if they're going to be
similar to
better.
Traore. Really good player.
Yeah, which he could be one to watch. He could be the sort of like Traore had no end product, and then all of a sudden
he has end product. Yeah,
he had it. Obviously he bulked up as well massively, and like Traore's an absolute unit.
Apparently, did you see? He had no weight training apparently as well.
Yeah,
I read that he doesn't do any weights or anything.
Yeah,
he just somehow got crazy muscular. Don't know what he's eating.
Somehow.
But had Newcastle at 14th. Burnley I had at 13th. More of the same.
Yeah.
Dodgeable. Solid.
You know what you're getting.
Reliable. Yeah, very much like a Greg sausage roll. Just, just know what you're getting.
Solid, reliable, nothing inspiring.
Not incredible, not terrible, just bang average.
You know what you get.
Tarkovsky, Ben Mee.
Yeah, exactly. And then I quite like the look of that Dwight McNeil.
Yeah,
I think he keeps getting better and better each season. He's still only like 20, I think, or 21. He's really young.
Yeah.
So
I like him.
He might still be getting better and better. 12th, I've got Southampton, and I think a lot of that relies on Ings staying fit.
Yeah.
So if Ings stays fit, then I think they're push maybe even top 10.
And staying at Southampton.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think he's definitely going to stay this season.
I don't think he'll.
For certain, I don't think anyone will come in for him now.
I think now he's getting regular game time and he's got good football. Unless it was someone crazy and it was like another huge payday, then maybe. But
yeah.
I think he's because he's had such a stop-start few years. I think he's just happy to be playing.
Yeah, absolutely. On the flip side, I'd say if he does get injured, I can see Southampton finishing a lot lower, maybe struggling. Maybe even being in that relegation battle, because I know they've got Che Adams, who didn't really impress me. I know he scored a couple of goals towards the end of the season, but he needs to step up really as a backup to him if they do, if he does get injured. But I'd say 12th, maybe fair prediction, maybe. And then 11th, I've gone Sheffield United, who again I think they'll, do well, and I think, considering their budget and everything, similar to Burnley, they do fantastically considering they're fighting up against squads and teams that have so much more money than they do. But I also would be surprised if they finish as high as they did this season, but just because they're not bringing in big stars, big players, and maybe they will get found out a bit more. Who knows? But I'd say 11th would be a solid sort of prediction there, maybe.
Yeah, so I think mine are similar. I feel like all three of us, our bottom half is going to be very, very similar. So I've got Palace 14th. I think they'll have a little scare and then they'll be okay. I think.
Yeah.
This Eze that they've signed from QPR, I'm looking forward to seeing him.
He looks good, doesn't he?
He looks good. He's quite a promising young player. See what happens with Zaha. Obviously,
every year, yeah.
Grealish is just new Zaha. It's just like he might go, he might not, but then he's going to stay at the same club and then do okay and basically run the team. But I think that's all Zaha's, and it's. I don't know if he's
sad for him. I think he could have been like, especially if he stayed at United and back in 2014. He could have really pushed on and been at a Champions League club doing really, really well. But I think he just got a bit unlucky, didn't he? And
he joined United at the end of the era where they were struggling. I think Palace they'll be solid. Roy will do a job. They'll be hard to break down. They've got some few tricky players that will score nice goals, but they'll finish 14th. That'll be Palace. Yeah. Another one which I was debating putting a bit higher. I think they've made some good business, and they are making more good business as we speak. It's Newcastle. So obviously, like you said, St Maximin. They've also adding Callum Wilson to this, who's I think having his medical today. So I imagine by the time this video is out,
probably tomorrow at the announcement. Yeah.
Same with Ryan Fraser. They're going to get both
proven Premier League players.
Yeah, and like those
double
two
bubble from
as a partnership in the 18-19 season, they were. I think they were the highest, goals, most combined.
Yeah, I read that as well.
And they were almost getting to live like levels of like Shearer Sutton, which is like the original SAS, and they were just those two. It was like constant, and I know they're quite close as well. They're good friends. They were neighbours. I think that will be like it will help them both settle in, and they'll probably hit the ground running.
They'll help each other, yeah.
Which will be obviously both had not great seasons.
So that could be
in a declining Bournemouth team, but to add into a Newcastle team, definitely.
I was thinking the front three of Fraser, Wilson, and St Maximin could be pretty lethal, actually.
With Almiron in the hole behind him.
Almiron in behind, yeah.
Yeah, it's a strong front four.
Mm.
And they've got, I think Newcastle do well. Another, obviously it's not like an inspiring signing, but it's a good one. I think getting Jeff Hendrick on a free is I think he's a quality player. That'll be interesting.
Burnley player, ex-Burnley.
Yeah, I think he's quality. And then, speaking of Burnley, 12th, they're Burnley. We've said it. 11th, Sheffield United. I agree. I think they're going to have a solid season again. I think they're going to tail off because the system they play is like, and the way they play. I don't think it's going to be found out. Like they've got a very good system. Chris Wilder's doing a very good job. I feel like the games are coming thick and fast, and I just don't think they have the squad compared to some of the big boys.
Yeah, it's a good point actually.
So I think that'll be. I think again that it depends. If they say like injury free and get lucky with injuries, then they could push on. Again, if they have a few major injuries, they might struggle. But they've got so many. There's no standout players really, so they can definitely get away with maybe a couple injuries here and there because like the whole team works so well as a team. So
pretty similar then.
Yeah, pretty similar. I think I know there was Southampton in the bottom half for one of you. I think it was that Josh.
I had Southampton 12th.
Yeah, I think that was the only difference. I think.
Yeah, I've got them a little bit higher.
So have I. Yeah, we'll come on to that. I think we'll do next. So this is, I'd say, the top 10. Where we'll do 10 to 8. These are going to be they'll be in and amongst the European fight, but they'll all come up short. Who are you going for?
10 to 8. So 10th, I've got Newcastle.
Yep.
Because of the reasons we said just now, potentially having Wilson, Fraser, St Maximin. I do feel like things are slowly starting to change at Newcastle. I know Mike actually still
I'm
there.
all on board the Barcelona train.
I do feel like they're finally turning a corner.
Yeah, agreed.
So we'll see. But then the fans always say that.
Yeah, there is that. You never know with Newcastle. So who else have you got?
The ninth, they went to Southampton, which is quite high. But from what I saw of last season, second half anyway, not the first half, forget that.
Yeah.
They were looking pretty good, and I think Ralph's doing a good job. He's got Ings, he's going to score goals. I think maybe defensively might struggle a little bit, but I think if they're scoring enough goals, and they've got Nathan Redmond as well, who I really rate, getting some assists.
Yeah, it's good player.
Yeah.
I think ninth might be a push, but I think they'll be kind of 11th to 9th.
Okay, nice. And then in 8th, you've got...
Go for Everton.
Everton.
Who knows with Everton?
Yeah, making
every
some big
season.
signings.
It's like, big signings.
And then
they
could finish 10th. They could finish 4th. Who knows? They probably won't.
Yeah.
That's why I put them kind of in the middle between. Yeah.
They've just signed that Allen, haven't they, from Napoli?
Yeah, and James Rodriguez.
James Rodriguez is... it looks like that's close.
And they've got Ancelotti as well.
And
Ancelotti worked with Allen and Rodriguez, hasn't he, before?
He's signed Allen Rodriguez twice.
Yeah.
So
when he was at Bayern, he put him on loan, didn't he? From Real Madrid to Bayern.
And then Decore from Watford, I think, was probably one of Watford's stand-up performers. They look like they're getting him as well. So if you add that to a midfield that already has like Sigurdsson, Andre Gomez, I think they've got a strong midfield. But then I'm saying it like they could do well, and I'm putting Everton 10th. I think they finish 10th. I think they'll push for Europe. It'll be like they'll have a bad spell in the middle somewhere that will just not quite do it for them. I can see that happening. 9th, I've gone for Southampton. So I know Josh thought they'd go a little bit lower. Simon went for 9th as well. I think, if you take away the first half of their season, they were looking like a top half side.
Yeah.
Obviously injury-free. Starting, because they might as well have started on -10 last season with the start they had. So maybe even more. And I think they can, with a full season, they're looking good. They've obviously lost Højbjerg, which could be a big miss.
Of course, I forgot about that.
I think Southampton, they're always very good at replacing players like that.
So they just plant them.
Yeah,
they're good. They're good. They're a good business club, I think. Southampton in terms of buying players and then make them sort of reach a higher level and then sell them on for a big profit.
Definitely.
Seem to a lot, especially selling to Liverpool mainly.
Yeah,
apparently.
Yeah, they've just made Liverpool really good. That's been their legacy.
By the kind of
we fund Liverpool by buying the rubbish, and then Southampton make them good.
Deliver the goods, pretty much.
But I think Southampton will be decent. Maybe I think they'll be on they'll push for Europe, and I think again they might not quite have the squad to compete with the others. And then my final one's Wolves, who I think are going to have a similar season. They're going to do all right, and they're going to push and not quite make Europe, unfortunately. I think that'll be the main ones for me. So what about you, Josh? Who's your 10, 9, 8?
I went Leeds for 10th.
10th for Leeds? You think
10th?
Think Bielsa Ball's going to push him up to 10th?
I just think based on how where did Sheffield United finish? 9th?
Yeah.
9th. So I think they'll have a kind of similar season to how Sheffield did last season. Just in terms of the style of play is, something I think Sheffield didn't really... No real clubs played like Sheffield before in the Premier League. And I feel like Leeds at the moment, no one was really playing like them in the Premier League. So there'll be a lot of teams that get caught out by them, I'd say. So that's why I think 10th. And I think, the manager's, he's been around the block, done a lot, all over the world. And it'd just be sort of exciting to see him in the Premier League, really. So I think 10th, might be a bit overestimating, but I definitely think that they'll be an exciting team to watch regardless. So gone for them for 10th. I've gone Everton for 9th, which
same again.
just one of those teams.
They could be good. They probably won't.
Yeah, I think Ancelotti will improve because I think what did they finish 12th? I want to say.
Yeah, which is their worst finish in like a long time as well.
Yeah, so I want to say they'll do better than that, especially with someone like Ancelotti, and who obviously is a fantastic manager. So, but I think that's a job. I think I can't see them getting into Europe this season. Maybe next season, maybe another season if he stays and brings even more players in. But I think ninth's probably the sort of area they'll be in. And then I've gone same as you, Robbie, for 8th, Wolves at 8th. Again, I think they'll do well, but again, maybe just missing out on that European spot.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So from the teams we got left, it sounds like we've all got the same 7. So
yeah, I think
before
that's
we
probably
get to
right.
those, we're going to go Tim Pot Team of the Week before we get to the big boys. Tim Pot Team of the Week.
Beautiful. Voice of an angel.
Yeah, and so there's one clear nomination that we've already briefly mentioned at the start, which I'm just going to go, West Ham. So first of all, the whole thing with Martin Noble tweeting about Dianjana moving to West Brom, and then the 5th edition of the Betway Cup, their own cup that they've never won, they lost it again. They've just lost it again.
Yeah.
So
that is embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awful. Like we when we found out this, we gave them Tim Pot Team of the Week about 3 weeks ago, but they're getting it again because
definitely.
Are there any other nominations?
No, that's what I had.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Tim Pot Team of the Week, Simon. So no other nominations, is it?
The thing is, even if I did nominate something else, that would just blow it out of the water.
Yeah, 100%. It's awful. And they lost to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Right, so that is it. West Ham are this week's Tim Pot Team of the Week. Simon.
Tim Pot Team of the Week.
Okay, lovely. On to the European places. So this is where it's actually quite tough.
I see.
This is the toughest top 7 to decide for quite a while. I think there's so many. Could have a shocker, could do well. You just don't know. So we'll start. We'll almost go one by one. So we're 7th. What we say?
Okay, sounds good. Okay. I go on for Arsenal.
I've gone for Arsenal as well. What about you, Josh?
And I've gone for Leicester.
Leicester. Okay. So Arsenal, I think they'll be okay. I don't think they've improved much. I was tempted to put them lower. I think they might, but I think Arteta will have enough about him to get him in Europe.
But I just think defensively, there's still massive issues there.
They've got some exciting young players.
Yeah, true. And they will score goals with Aubameyang, but I think they'll also concede too many that it won't prevent them from moving up the table. Yeah,
I think that would be the Achilles heel. I was almost tempted to put Arsenal 9th or 10th, but Arteta, I think he showed enough last season that he's gonna have them organised enough, or at least attacking enough, that they're gonna get enough points to just about get Europe, I think. So then, Josh, you've gone for Leicester.
Yeah, and that's purely based on how they ended the season. I wasn't convinced by Leicester. Post lockdown.
Yeah,
I thought obviously they started the season brilliantly. What were they, 2nd, 3rd? A lot of the first half of the season, but after lockdown they looked poor a lot of the games.
Especially the last few games as well.
Yeah, they looked
like
they
lost to Bournemouth, didn't they?
They looked like they'd been found out. Obviously that Bournemouth game was a bit of a
shocking
bit
game.
Of a shock, but they lost to quite a few teams, and they looked like it wasn't even a case of they looking unfit. They just looked like they'd been found out. I think it was.
They just didn't look. They didn't look like the team they were. So I think they'll still do well, and I think 7th is still a good finish for them.
Yeah.
I don't see them pushing. I don't see them pushing top 4. maybe they'll get Europe still. Maybe they'll finish 6th or 5th.
I think they'll be in more of a battle for that 6th, 7th place than they will.
Than top 4. How they were this, because they were in the top 4 fight the whole season pretty much until the last few games. So
definitely. So I can see that. So for me, I've gone Leicester 6th. So I've gone.
Yeah, I've done the same.
I've got So
and I went Arsenal 6th.
So I think they're in that that echelon. There's
not top 4.
I think the top 5 are probably going to push on a little bit.
Over them.
I think they're going to be a battle. There's 4. So Leicester, Arsenal, Wolves, Southampton, Everton, 5. They're going to all be it's going to be tight for 6th, 7th places, and it could be any of those, depending on the season. Obviously, someone else could have a surprise as well. But it's definitely going to be one of those. Then neither of them are going to be challenging. I can't see Arsenal challenging for top 4. I can't see Leicester challenging for top 4, but I don't think either will do worse than that. Leicester could be in danger. They've lost Chilwell. Obviously, had a difficult restart. So it's all Jamie Vardy's not getting any younger, but then I don't know if that matters because he's just. I guess he'll just have an extra Red Bull. Mate. Fine.
Yeah, that's it. Do you know that's been his diet his whole professional football career? He has 3 cans of Red Bull before a match.
Yeah, 3 cans of Red Bull and an omelette.
Yeah, he's mental.
I know.
And he doesn't do it anymore, but he used to have half a bottle of port as well, so he can sleep the night before. This is the night before.
That is crazy.
He stopped doing that apparently, but
because what is he now? He's 34.
33, I want to say.
I mean, we're saying this. He's not getting old. He has just won the Golden Boot, and he is still class. So
I think I saw an interview. I can't remember what it was on, but it's him and Peter Crouch, and he was just saying to Crouch how he doesn't actually do any sprint training or anything. He's just naturally quick.
Quick, yeah.
Yeah.
He is lightning, isn't he?
Yeah.
You can tell. Not necessarily. I don't think over a long sprint. So I don't think over 100 meters he's
over 4
crazy good.
So
that first 20, 30 meters. Yeah, he's so it's all just acceleration, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely. So that's our 6th and 7th, and I think that's pretty much obviously that's the European places that will be Europa, and they're probably not going to challenge. So who have we got 5th? This will be. I think these are the sort of ones that will miss out on Champions League rather than solidifying Europa. Yeah. Josh, who have you gone for?
I've gone for Spurs to finish 5th.
So seeing Simon's reaction there, I've also gone for Spurs to finish 5th.
You should say that because I've also gone for Spurs.
Oh, nice. You're not backing yourself then.
No.
I think. I think Tottenham are another one you just never know. I think they're better than Leicester and Arsenal. I think their squad.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Obviously, Kane missed a large chunk of last season, and after the restart, he wasn't fully fit. I think a fully fit Kane, if he's getting 20 goals minimum, and I think then with the players around, you've got so many decent players like Bergwijn had a good. Is it Bergwijn?
Bergwijn.
I think.
Yeah. He had a good
one of those with an I and a J in it, and it's all a bit,
and obviously Son quality. I think they've got. Hopefully, the style of play isn't too Mourinho'd, but we'll see.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think we do need a bit of that Mourinho bus.
Winning.
I think.
Not too much.
I think that Tottenham are going to win a cup.
I was literally just about to say that, Robbie.
I reckon he's got his eyes on Europa.
He's got an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup in the trophy.
See, I was going to say that. I reckon they'll get an FA Cup or something, but I could see Europa. I genuinely could see
or Europa, yeah.
I don't think we'll challenge for Premier League this season, but like you say, I think we'll go for Cup and then build off that and go for the
get that silverware.
Yeah,
you get the monkey off your back, and then go from there. But I think that Mourinho will do what he's brought in for, and he'll get Tottenham some silverware.
Yeah, he's never not got silverware at a club that he's been to, so he is fairly certain he'll get.
And he's very the way he does set up, like the defensive solidity is quite suited to knockout football.
Yeah, exactly.
Could help.
Yeah.
Obviously, you never know with knockouts. Like you don't know who you're going to come up against, or You don't know, but I think they'll have a cup and they'll come fifth. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I just think we need to sign a backup striker.
Yeah,
desperately.
Well, you're in for. Yeah, it was going to be Wilson or King. I saw.
Yeah,
Josh King
I still think Josh King would be a great signing because
he would.
That's so much more fluidity. Like Son and him are very much similar. Where left wing or strike, and they're both very good at that.
And they both work hard, drop back, and link attacks.
Yeah, I think King is so much better than Wilson personally as an all-round player.
Yeah. Wilson's a better striker, shooter.
Yeah, definitely. So that's our 5 to 7. We've all gone exactly the same. Slight mix in 6 and 7, but that was it.
Yeah.
Top 4. This is where it gets interesting.
Spicy.
So I don't think all of the top 4 are going to be pushing for the title. So I think we've all got.
Interesting.
I think there's one that's going to be.
I think they will.
All 4.
I think all 4.
Okay. But so who have you got for 4th?
So I've gone for Liverpool for 4th.
Love that. Big fan. That is.
And I do have
Harris.
Reasons.
That right there.
I know. I was kind of when I saw that Harris was supposed to be joined tonight, I was like, oh, he's not gonna like that. And I was hoping that I could fish him, but sadly he's not here. But 4th, and the main reason is because who have they signed?
Yeah,
no one. And who are they going to sign? No one. Maybe Thiago Alcantara. Yeah. Maybe.
I think Thiago could change the outlook, but then they were unstoppable.
I just don't think they've improved anywhere. And I think, and even after the restart, they don't look like the same Liverpool that did so well last season. Obviously, we can't take that away from them. But
I think it was a case of job done, and they did kind of
slow down a little bit.
But
absolutely understandable.
How hard, whether it will be like, obviously Klopp is one of the best motivators in the league. Can he do it so they can get back to back?
Can he do it again? Back to back, and you got to think back to back titles is so difficult to do.
Yeah,
I know obviously City did it a few years ago, but just to get them going again, it's going to be so mentally draining. And I know it's probably not the player that you think, they can't lose him, but Wijnaldum looking like he's going to go to Barcelona, I think that'll be a huge loss.
I agree. I think he's quality. I think if they get Thiago and they lose him instead, I think
pretty much like a like for like. Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. Thiago's probably better.
But if they don't get Thiago and they lose Wijnaldum and don't replace him, then I think 4th might, is very plausible.
Because then you look at the midfield of Henderson, Milner, Oxlade, Keita, Fabinho. It's still solid, but a couple of injuries and they might struggle.
Yeah,
because that's one thing they've been quite lucky with injuries. I'd say in the last couple of years they've not really had any major ones. And another thing I think will make them struggle is if the African Cup of Nations is on in January.
Yeah,
of course.
That's Salah and Mane gone.
No Mane, no Salah.
Exactly. That was the other thing I was going to mention actually.
So, I think that could be big for them. They've got they're 2 attacking. All their goals really.
Well, they're 2 goals. They're 2 goal scorers because Firmino he's a brilliant player. Do not get me wrong, but he does not score goals. He's scored maybe 10 goals this season in all competitions, if that. He links up the play fantastically. He's a great player, but he does not score their goals. That's Salah and Mane. And if they're both gone, I think they'll find it very difficult.
Yeah, agreed.
To win the title. They'll do well regardless. They're going to get top 4 100%.
Yeah.
But I just think, 4th.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a big call. It's a big call.
It's a big call, definitely. But who knows? Let's
call it.
It could. So Simon, who have you gone for 4th?
I've gone for Chelsea.
You've gone Chelsea?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they've made some good signings.
Yeah.
Werner, Ziyech, Havertz. But I think they'll have a good season. I just think it'll take a little bit longer for them to gel properly.
Yeah.
So maybe not this season, but I think the season after they'll be flying.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I think so. I think Chelsea will do a little bit better. I think there's a lot of good players. I think there's going to be a gelling period. It's going to definitely take time. But I do think, and there's going to be more pressure on it, like more pressure on Lampard too. get results. Every game is a must-win, like 100%. Whereas
there's high expectations now, definitely.
Yeah,
there's more expectation this season, definitely, especially with the transfer window.
Last season was almost a freebie, whereas this season, I think they should be challenging for the title. I do think they'll be amongst it, and I think it's not going to be, no one's going to run away with it this year, I don't think. Mainly because, like we said earlier, there's so many games coming thick and fast. I think there's going to be, like, we've seen the last few wins have been, like, well into the 90s in points. I think this is going to be below 90. Like, the winner will get below 90. I think everyone's going to drop points.
I think as well, with no fans for no one, it does make a difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Makes it a lot more neutral, I think. The home and away aspect of it's sort of gone down a lot.
It's completely different, isn't it? Or Old Trafford, it's just another pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I agree. So I've gone Man United 4th. So obviously another one. I think they've made Van der Beek good signing. Obviously Bruno Fernandes could have, if he carries on his form, he'll be Player of the Year, I think. But he might tail off. It's very difficult to tell. I think Solskjaer's tactics are going to be found out a little bit. I don't think he's as tactically astute as Lampard, Klopp, Guardiola. Obviously, I'm not saying Lampard's at their level, but I think Solskjaer's got a better team than his tactics allow him.
Yeah, I think.
I agree.
And that might hinder Man U more. And that could be, I think maybe this could be Solskjaer's last year. Like he'll get them 4th, and then they'll be like, we need something more because we've got the team to push on. And they probably are getting there. Obviously, Rashford will be a bit older, Greenwood will be a bit older, Martial will be in his prime. They've definitely got the squad is getting there.
It's taken a while to get to that stage. I think he's done a good job of rebuilding properly. I think that you're right. There will come a point where they'll need a manager who's of that caliber to take them to the next.
Yeah. So that's 4 for me. So 3rd, who have we got? So, Josh, you went Liverpool 4th. Who's 3rd?
I've gone for my beloved Chelsea.
Yep.
For 3rd. So I think, you look at the season we had last season, fantastic. I think it's fair to say we overachieved based on, all the circumstances, no transfer window, new manager. Only, you got to think Frank Lampard wasn't even a Premier League manager before last season. He had a season at Derby, did well there. Obviously lost in the playoffs, not ideal, but I think that could have been a blessing in disguise because if they did, win the playoffs, he probably would have stayed at Derby.
Yeah.
So it's been good that we got to have Lampard come in. I think he probably would have come in anyway, but he could have also, thought of challenged himself, stay at Derby. But finishing 4th last season, I thought was, fantastic. And I think if he's able to do that with the squad that he had last season, you look at the additions we brought in, he's only going to do better. But I still don't think we're going to get, win, or I think maybe 2nd. So I won't say who I put 2nd just yet, but I think Chelsea could finish 2nd or 3rd, I'd say. But I've put them down as 3rd just because I think we've got a lot of new signings. You're going to have that gelling period, and I think it would be crazy overachieving if we finished, higher than 2nd. So I've put them as 3rd.
What are your thoughts on Kepa? Because I think that's one weak spot that might cost you some games.
100%. Yeah. So I think, do you know what? I actually think that he could be a great goalie, and he has a certain arrogance about him, which you need, I think, as a goalkeeper, and he has that. But you've also got to save shots. And I read the stat, which really upset me. He has the lowest save percentage of any goalkeeper in Europe's top 5 leagues.
Oh, wow.
This season just gone. So he had the lowest out of every goalkeeper. I think there was a few that were really close, but he was the lowest. So, ultimately, you've got to save shots that you face, and he's not doing enough of that. He's good with his feet. He's got great distribution. He's not really that strong in the air, and he isn't a great shot stopper. So it's one of those where, but I think The problem is we've sort of spent 70
So
million
much
on him,
money.
given a
Most expensive
crazy
ever.
contract. Crazy contract as well. His contract doesn't expire till 2025, so he's still got 5 years left. He got a 7-year deal when he signed 2 years ago.
Jesus.
So there's no way we're going to get rid of him, or if we do, we're going to have to lose so much money on him. So I think Lampard has no choice but to back him this season, and I think he will. Maybe if he does terribly, he will just bring in Caballero as number one. There's also talks of bringing up our youth goalie, a kid called Nathan Baxter. He played on loan in the Scottish League last season and did quite well. He might come in as third choice and compete with Kepa and Caballero, but he's mainly sort of unheard of. But yeah, I definitely agree that's the position where we're going to struggle. I think it's clear the signings we've bought though in other areas are going to really help. So the likes of Werner, Havertz, Ziyech, all quality players. So
there's going to be goals. There's definitely going to be goals. Both ends. I think there's going to be goals.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, so I've got Chelsea third. I think you've covered everything. You're the Chelsea fan, so we'll move. I think they're going to be amazing up top. I think they might be lacking a little bit of defence. Thiago Silva, good experience. I think that'll be amazing for players like Tomori to have Thiago Silva around.
To learn
Reece
off him,
James is another player I think is going to kick on. He could be a underdog for maybe a young player of the season, something like that.
And I forgot to mention Chilwell as well.
And Chilwell, big signing.
Course,
yeah. It's definitely.
We really need to replace Marcus Alonso. So
they're going to be pushing, and they should be with the transfers they made. They should be aiming for the title. And can they knock this Man City, Liverpool duopoly? Obviously, Josh, you think so because you think Liverpool will go fourth.
Yeah, well,
so we'll see. But yeah, I think that'll be.
No, this isn't the season. I think they'll win the title. I think if they do well this season, I think next season they'll be serious title contenders.
Yeah, I can see that. So Simon, who have you gone for third?
Third, I've gone for Man United. I think things are starting to come together, like I was saying. And just the attack is just going to do bits. You've got Rashford, you've got Greenwood, you've got Martial, you've got Fernandes as well. Yeah. He scores goals from midfield.
Van der Beek, pulling it all together. That will probably free up. It's a very attacking midfield. Even if you add Pogba to that, there's no real defenders.
Of course, Pogba as well. Yeah,
there's going to be Matic just kind of covering everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
The defence will let them down a bit. I think Maguire. I think Maguire needs to prove his worth still. I think he's a good player. I think he just needs to step up. And I think I think De Gea's still a good keeper. I think he just needs to rediscover some confidence in his form.
Yeah, and if not, I think Henderson will fill in nicely, and he could have a big season. Or if De Gea finds form, he's just going to not almost go backwards and not get the game time.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah. So second, who are we going for? This is where it's kind of we see who we're going for winning the league. So
I've gone United second.
You've gone United second.
Yeah.
So that's, So
a lot of that is based on how they played post-lockdown, especially, likes of Bruno Fernandes.
Greenwood,
He looked unplayable at times, Bruno Fernandes. He just looked a level above every other player, I thought.
So it was his numbers were, he played 9 games, and I think he got
10, 12 goals.
10, 12 goals. Obviously, a lot of penalties, but 6 assists as well.
A lot of
and
assists,
it's if he did that for times 4,
from the start of the season,
which would have been 36, which would have been
he just
almost a whole season. That's player of the season, almost the best season kind of form.
I think he's almost exactly what United needed in terms of I think United thought their star man would be Pogba. And I think Pogba actually doesn't want to be the star man. I think he wants to be, in the team, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wants the pressure of being the one that they have to, rely on him. Yeah. Whereas I think Bruno likes that pressure and he likes to be the star, the one that's, doing all the fancy flicks and everything. Pogba still does that, but I don't think he wants the responsibility as much as Bruno does. So I think that's pretty much what they've won, what they've needed. And then when you combine that with how Mason Greenwood's done this season and how
He's
insane he is with both feet.
He's such a natural finisher.
His I think he's got a 6-star weak foot. Like, you know what I mean? Like
6-star.
I think they've got to make a new category for him, because
Yeah.
I've seen him shoot with his, and did you know he took a penalty with his right foot? So he's left-footed, and in a cup game early on in the season, he took a penalty with his right foot. Like, that's how ridiculous he is.
Just because why not?
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's mental. So if he's just going to come on, because he's 18, so I'm going to back him to probably hit 20 goals next season.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon if he plays numbers, and he obviously doesn't get injured, and then you got Rashford, you've got Martial, you've got the likes of them attacking. The one issue is, you'd say, their defence. You'd say, De Gea. I think Solskjaer's got a big call to make in terms of whether he keeps faith with him or chooses Henderson. I think they're both quality goalkeepers, and I think that whoever he sticks with, they're still going to be challenging for that title because of how good their attack is. So, yeah, I've got him a second. Yeah. I think, yeah. But I think also I also agree with what you said, Robbie, earlier with Solskjaer. I think his squad is better than him in terms of his, tactical awareness and everything like that. But he's got that quality. So
also, he's United through and through, isn't he?
Yeah, he's United through and through. It might help, and he's a striker. So people like Greenwood and.
Yeah, you have to remember Fergie. I think it took him at least 3 or 4 years till he got a title at United.
Yeah.
In fact, I think his first season was pretty poor. I think they didn't even finish. I think they just about made top half in his first season. This was in 1987 or something, wasn't it? But, but then he went on to win 13 titles. So I think maybe United in terms of their management, have sort of since Ferguson have been too quick to sort of bring someone in and get rid of them quicker, and this, that, and the other. Whereas I think with Solskjaer, I think even if he does finish maybe 4th or 5th, I actually think they will stick with him, because I think they very much see him as the new Fergie, and maybe have that bit of longevity. I don't know, obviously, because anything can happen in football, but that's sort of the way I see it. And I think just purely on how they ended last season, I'd back them to be top 2.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's possible. So I've gone. Obviously, I don't, like I said about the Man City Liverpool duopoly. I think it'll be Liverpool. I don't think they're going to retain the title, but I think they're going to be right amongst it. Again, I do think the top 3, like with Chelsea, I think they're all going to be. It's going to be tight. Like maybe 4 points.
I agree.
4 points
Super
max.
tight.
Yeah. Maybe. And I think Liverpool are not quite going to do it. I feel like the motivation is not quite going to be the same, and it's small margins in football. And again, I think African Cup of Nations might hurt them quite a lot. Any injuries, they've not had many injuries. I think they could miss out. Like, they could get unlucky. Like, say you lose Salah for half a season,
6 months. Could happen easily.
Like, if they had lost Salah or Mane in the length of time that Tottenham had Kane out last season, they might have struggled would they won the league. But I think all of these players, like Firmino, Salah, Mane, all 29, they're all in their prime. I think they're going to do enough to be like right up there. What about you, Simon?
I went Man City second.
You went Man City second?
Yeah. I think Liverpool maybe do need to sign perhaps 1 or 2 other players just in case of injuries and a bit more depth. But I just think in terms of motivation, I can't think of anyone else who would be able to motivate better than Klopp.
Yeah.
To try and win another title. I think it would be harder, and I think it would be a lot closer. It's not going to be a huge gap that we saw this season.
And the thing as well is, if it wasn't for the lockdown and the restart, they probably would have smashed every record that was in the Premier League, like points tallies.
Yeah, the momentum they had pre-lockdown was unbelievable, so and the way they dominated, absolutely.
If they get that again, there could be no stopping them. But I think there's a few more factors with the rest of the league's got better. There's going to be more and more games, so I feel like they're not going to be able to keep up the intensity. Like their starting 11, they're going to have to use a squad a lot more.
Tire quicker.
Yeah, And the squad is the main reason I've gone for Man City rather than Liverpool. I think.
Absolutely. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
I think games coming thick and fast. Man City have quality all over. They made some. Nathan Ake is like their defence is their weak point. I think
he's cover for Laporte.
Yeah,
well.
Nathan Ake. I don't think he'll be cover. I think he'll start alongside. I think he'll start alongside. And then you've got maybe like the Otamendi's, Eric Garcia, who wants to go, but he's definitely going to play this season.
He's got a year left, hasn't he?
I think, I definitely think that City have just got the squad to keep going. I think they'll be fine.
I also think City, if you got to remember last season, Laporte was out for majority of the season. And he's their best defender. So you got to question if he was fit the whole season, would Liverpool, they probably still would have won the title, I think I'd say, but would they have won it by that much? I don't think so. I think it would have been a lot tighter. Would have dropped
as many points.
No, exactly. So if he stays fit this season and, they've acquired Ake and they've got Kevin De Bruyne, man, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, and their squad, and their squad depth, like, and that I think is the most important point for me is that City have the best squad in the league. There's no doubt about that. No one can deny that. Starting 11, you could maybe say Liverpool, maybe a few others, but I would say City have the overall best squad, and I think Pep's going to be hurting.
Yeah. So we're saying about motivation.
When he's down, whenever he's lost something or not, he always comes back and wins.
Yeah,
he's won so much, and I think that he'll do it again next season. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they do win the Champions League next season as well.
Do you think that they might end up focusing on Champions League more than the league?
I think that is a possibility as well, because I think the owners want them to win the Champions League. But I also think that Pep's not going to do that. He's not going to just settle for a Champions League. He's going to want the title. He's going to want the league title as well. So, I don't know, but I have a feeling that City will win the league next season and perhaps win the Champions League as well. But we shall see.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Man City similar. I think the squad will be that. So that is all our predictions. I'll put them all. They'll all be on the screen somewhere. Nice. Probably over that way. Yeah, they'll be that way. And I'll do similar to how we did the England squads. I'll do an Instagram post. So Instagram's in the description. There'll be a post. Vote on whose team's best. Also vote in the comments. Let us know.
Don't think I'm getting Harris's vote by.
Something tells me you might not got his vote.
I've got the Harris vote for this one.
Yeah,
I think you do. Yeah.
You've done it tactically. You've got just keeping the Liverpool fans on board. So that's the main topic of today over. So now we go to unnamed football game before we sign off. Josh, this will be you against Simon, seeing as you're the newcomer. Warning, Simon has not won a game yet.
Oh no, pressure. Well,
me and Jake have beaten him every time.
I mean, it's only been 3 times, so.
Oh yeah. But still.
So you make it sound like you've done it like 10 times. Okay, 3 times. So anything can happen.
Yeah, but he's starting to build up a big O.
Big donut.
Big donut. So first player. This is for Josh. Michu. Bit of a cult icon.
Ooh.
Michu, one season wonder. So he's played for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams.
Okay.
There's a B team in here, but I'm not counting that, so it's 6.
I can name 2.
You've gone 2 straight up. Okay, Simon, can you do 3?
I can do 3. It's a gamble. It is a gamble, but I need some points.
I definitely can't do 4.
All right.
So I'm going to say, Simon, you have to name 3.
Go on. 3 teams.
Okay, Swansea.
Yeah, 1.
Real Sociedad?
Wrong.
Yes. So
Celta Vigo.
That was it.
I had Swansea and Real Oviedo.
Yeah, Spencer FC.
That was it. That was literally. That was how I knew as well.
What was the other one? Was there Schalke?
No, Napoli.
There's a German one though.
No, he did go to Napoli. Yeah, I did know that.
Rayo Valenco. Vallecano, Celta Vigo, Swansea, Napoli, Langreo, and then Oviedo. So he started and finished at Oviedo.
Oh, really? Yeah, I knew that because of Spencer FC.
2 million.
Same.
Absolute
Shout out
bargain.
Spencer for that. The next player, it's an English player. I don't think we've done him before. Jermaine Defoe. We've done his strike partner. We've done Crouch.
Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah,
But Jermaine has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right.
7 clubs.
7 clubs. He's
I must have
repeated
tidied
a
up.
lot. So
Okay.
All right.
Um,
So I'm naming, am I?
yeah. So how many can you do? I think this could be high. I think someone could push for all. I reckon.
Oh, Jermaine Defoe. What a player.
So how many are you saying? What you start in the biddings at?
I'm going to say 5.
oh,
5.
I'll
Josh,
let you have that. No,
Straight
there's
up?
no way. I was going to say 4. I know 4.
okay.
So if you can do
Right.
5, Simon, then fair enough.
So
5.
I've got Portsmouth,
Portsmouth, yeah.
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I just thought another one as well, actually. Make it 6.
You've got it.
Right.
Rangers,
Showing off. Rangers, yep.
Spurs,
Yep.
Sunderland.
Yep.
West Ham.
Nice.
Yeah. Can you remember the
Yeah,
final
it's-
one? The 7th?
You've got the point anyway, so you might as
Yeah,
well
you got the
go
point.
for it.
Trying to think. Is it like early career or late career?
Late. Well, middle. But it felt late.
In the Prem.
No.
Where did he go? Did he go to...
You can go abroad, did he?
No, I don't think so.
You go Championship.
I don't think-
I know he went Rangers. Obviously.
Yeah.
What does
Scottish,
it begin with?
T.
T.
So MLS.
Oh,
but Toronto.
Toronto, yeah.
Yeah, he
of
did
course.
go. He did go abroad. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1-1.
What's it best of?
It's best of 3. So
This is it.
I've got another similar, I'd say a similar player, as in he's been to a lot of teams. Next. Moving to a goalkeeper though.
Oh, no.
David James.
Oh my God.
So this
He's played for so many teams.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 teams.
Oh my God.
Teams.
Oh man.
The thing is, when I picture him, I think of him in an England shirt. I don't see him.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm struggling with this.
Oh man, so am I.
So yeah, it's Josh. It's your the.
I have to say, okay.
You can start the biddings.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm going to play safe. I'm going to go 3.
Okay. Simon, can you do 4?
I can do 3. I can't think of a 4th.
Same here. But I won't. But it's my go. So
Yeah. Simon, are you going to risk it? Because I think it's a tricky one because 3 is quite easy, but 4's hard. It's like right on that edge.
I've got 3. I'm pretty certain on 3, but the 4th, I'm like it could be, but I'm not sure.
I'm going to have to hurry. Yeah.
Oh, do the 3.
Do the 3. Oh,
Do the 3.
You're not
Okay.
risking it for your first win.
Okay.
Go for it. Go for it,
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah.
Man City,
Yep.
Aston Villa.
Yep.
Portsmouth.
Yep. He's done it.
That's
So
it.
Simon, 0.
I had Portsmouth, West Ham, and Liverpool.
Yeah. So these are.
See,
So,
I had West Ham.
They
I
all
had
right?
West Ham as well as a maybe.
so in order: Watford, Liverpool, Aston Villa, West Ham, Manchester
Yeah.
City, Portsmouth, Bristol City, AFC Bournemouth.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course, he did play for Bournemouth. He did.
2012, 2013.
Yeah, he did. You're right.
He played 19 games because if he is 20, we had to sign him permanently. So,
Tin pot.
Love that shit housery from Bournemouth.
I know. And then he went to Iceland and played for IBV Vestman. Yeah.
Oh my God. What
an
would you have done
Icelandic
if one of us got that, Robbie?
Yeah, exactly. And then he played for the Kerala Blasters in India. And then he retired.
The what?
Doesn't-
The Kerala what?
Kerala
Blasters.
Blasters.
Doesn't Evan Coyle manage them?
The Blasters.
Yeah, I think he does. Josh, the newcomer, I thought Josh would be quite good at this, to be honest. when we
You
were
gave me some
drafting
tough
up.
ones though, I thought.
Yeah, I think the thing with James and Defoe, they're quite like you don't know. They like there's so many clubs they could have
Journeyman.
played for.
Mm.
Right, I think that's good. That's finished another video.
Thanks for having me on, boys.
Yeah, thanks for
All right.
coming. So if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, follow our Twitter and Instagram. They're all down below. So comment whose predictions you think are most right. Who do you think is going to win the league? And yeah, if you like the videos, please subscribe. Yeah, thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Right.